The adversity is an opportunity is real to me, only because that is life, that is football. So, as opposed to sitting here and saying, "Wow, this is hard," winning's hard. Being in the National Football League, whether you're a coach or a player, is hard. All things that are worth achieving are hard. So, in a odd way, I haven't really. Let's just put it this way: I would feel guilt and feel as though I was shortchanging the Dolphins and the team if I was spending any time thinking about how hard it is. I think you always want your players to be healthy. I think you always make sure that your roster is built so that you have players capable to execute in light of any sort of injury, and you do that the right way. You're confident in all your players, and whatever hand dealt, you have to deal with.
Here are the top 7 reasons why the Miami Dolphins lost to the New York Jets.
Number 1.
The New York Jets outplayed the Miami Dolphins, period. The 22 guys on the field for the New York Jets outplayed the 22 guys for the Miami Dolphins. But I'm not at all saying that the Jets have a better team. I'm specifically saying that in that game, the Jets outplayed the players from the Miami Dolphins.
Number 2.
The Jets didn't turn the ball over. The Dolphins had an interception and a fumble. You can't contribute to your defeat in the NFL. Just can't happen. Don't beat yourself.
Number 3.
The New York team's special teams unit did better than the Miami Dolphins special teams. That missed field goal by Jason Sanders was a blown opportunity in a crucial moment in that football game. Again, don't beat yourself. Make the plays you're supposed to make.
Number 4.
While both teams had an abundance of penalties, Dolphins with 102 yards assessed and the New York Jets with 105 yards assessed, the Dolphins' penalties on offense killed drives and put additional pressure on a rookie QB. While on defense, the Dolphins' penalties extended drives for the New York Jets. Did I say don't beat yourself?
Number 5.
And this drives me crazy. Horrible, atrocious, embarrassing tackling by the Miami Dolphins defense. I haven't seen tackling that bad in an NFL game for quite some time. It was really that bad. The Dolphins were constantly trying to use their arms and their hands to bring down the New York Jets. That's not going to work against an NFL team these days. You don't win at the NFL level with piss poor tackling. Just not going to happen. On a side note, the Dolphins gave up 5 rushing touchdowns. I said 5. That's not just bad play. That's pathetic play. The Dolphins defense, with the exception of the interior line at times, looked downright embarrassing. If you looked at the sideline, the Jets didn't fear the Miami Dolphins whatsoever. And I do mean the word fear. I want receivers to know that if you go out into the flat and you catch one of those dink and dunk passes, you're going to get hammered. You're going to get punished right after you catch that ball. That doesn't happen with the Miami Dolphins defense. I want opposing quarterbacks to know that you have mere seconds before somebody's in your face ready to take you down. I may not be explaining what I mean by fear to the average person, but if you've ever seen the eyes of Mike Singletary or looked into the eyes of Ray Lewis, you know what kind of fear these guys imposed upon you.
Number 6.
While it's not his fault, Skylar Thompson was not prepared for that game. He couldn't make adjustments or progressions, and he was only looking at his primary receiver. In the NFL, you can't key on one receiver. Oh, and by the way, Skylar Thompson needs to stop floating the ball. In the NFL, that's not going to work. You need to get it there and get it there quickly. Professional defenses will expose you and feast on you if you're just floating the ball out there.
Number 7.
Obviously, this new concussion rule is total bull. It took Teddy Bridgewater out on the first play of the game. We can argue all we want about this new rule, but until they change it, we have to deal with it. And it's going to force teams, including the Miami Dolphins, to do some different things in preparation for each game. Every team will now have to let backup QBs get more reps with the first team. I don't know how Mike McDaniel is going to do it, but you're going to have to prepare every quarterback as if they're going to be playing in that game. So they're going to have to spread the reps out, maybe make longer practices. I don't know, but you can't have your second and third string QBs not ready to play in every single game. With these new rules and the way they've been targeting the Miami Dolphins, McDaniel is going to have no choice but to prepare deeply at the quarterback position. This is going to be a challenge for many teams moving forward, but Mike McDaniel, you need to jump on this really fast. Despite getting their butts whooped, not all is bad. The Miami Dolphins clearly found out that they have a running game that will work. And I don't care which quarterback is playing, run the damn ball. And another point that may help the Miami Dolphins is that the media has seemingly moved on. They have torn the Dolphins to shreds for a few months, and now it's pretty much mission accomplished. And now it's like they've left the dead carcass on the side of the road. None, and I do mean none, of the ESPN morning shows spent any real time discussing the Miami Dolphins. I didn't see one mention of Tua. They're gone. It's over. The Dolphins have become the irrelevant team that they wanted them to be. And now it's up to the players to dig deep and for Mike McDaniel to figure out a way to change that. Mike McDaniel has said that adversity is opportunity. Well, guess what, Mike? You're facing a shitload of adversity right now. This team that played the New York Jets will not beat the Minnesota Vikings. It's not going to happen. That's how much change they have to put together for this week. The Dolphins will be 3-3 and will have lost 3 consecutive games if Mike McDaniel can't get this team prepared to face the Vikings this weekend. I'd love to know what you think. Do you think the Dolphins can get it turned around? You think that Mike McDaniel can get Skylar Thompson prepared to play? We're going to see real soon, but let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget, tomorrow we're launching the Miami Dolphins ticket giveaway where you can win tickets to see the Miami Dolphins at the Hard Rock Stadium. Talk to you soon. Fins up.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?